This question comes in from Mads, who says, "Hey Jeff, I thought it would be nice to see your structure for day-to-day planning and how you align with your larger goals. Because I have so much to do, I often find myself in a what does it matter state of mind. I feel the pile is so big that no matter how hard I work, it's hard to reach my goals. I know the answer is prioritization, but I would love to hear your thoughts on how to do this." Okay, Mads, great question. And the answer is one that I didn't come up with myself, but it's how I deal with things. Now, you might have heard of this analogy before, but it's the whole analogy of rocks, pebbles, and sand. And the concept goes like this. Basically, if you had a jar and you needed to fill it with a combination of rocks, pebbles, and sand, there's only one order of operations that this will work, and that is to put the rocks in first, fill it in with pebbles, and then fill in the rest of it with sand. Because otherwise, if you had sand on the bottom and then pebbles and then rocks, it would be flowing out of the top of the jar. And this makes a lot of sense, right? Basically, you need to take your big goals, your big items, and you need to account for them first. Then everything else, you fill in the gaps as it follows along. And so the way that this relates for business is pretty straightforward. There's actually a system that I follow called the Entrepreneur's Operating System, or EOS. And what we do at Data Driven is we establish rocks every quarter that we're going to achieve. And these are the big overarching goals, the big things that move us forward as a business that we give ourselves 90 days to accomplish, because we can't just get it done every day. And if you try to do it day to day to day, the progress is really hard to measure. And so you measure it not on a daily basis, but how those daily activities you do fit into achieving your goal. And so we have these quarterly rocks. And then when it comes down to weekly tasks, those are our pebbles, and the weekly tasks are things that we want to accomplish in order to make sure that we're staying on track for hitting that overarching rock of a goal. And then finally, the day-to-day things are the things that we need to do in order to make sure that we're staying on track for the weekly and quarterly goals as well. And so when you think about it that way, when you think about what you're trying to achieve, filling in time is actually pretty easy because you have all your stuff mapped out, whether it's in a project management tool or in your rock tracking tool. We have our own little thing that we've strung together using a project management tool called Asana. But basically, Asana keeps us on track as to what our overarching goals are, as well as what we need to do today in order to achieve that. And once we made that shift, which took a while, it took a while as far as number of people on the team, as well as a few iterations of getting everybody ready for it. It took a year or more to get to the point where this is in a comfortable state. And this is true for any business, mind you. Every business is that way, especially individual businesses, or if it's just one person. It's really hard to hold yourself accountable if you're the only one who's keeping track of things. But regardless, basically you need to put a system in place that keeps you accountable, or has your team keep you accountable for achieving those things day to day that will get you closer to your overarching goals. So it starts with having big goals, then it gets into smaller, little more achievable goals, then it gets into your day-to-day management. And frankly, when you know what you need to get done, the days go by a lot faster because you're filling time, not just for the sake of filling time. You're filling time with things that are going to help you succeed, things that are going to help you grow, things that are going to help you get to where you want to be. And so every minute of every day of my life is that, which is great. The days go by so fast that I don't even really think about it as working. I think about it as achieving what I want to get to. And so I guess the way that I cracked the productivity world is to know how everything impacts the next thing. And the rocks, pebbles, and sand is the way that I do that. So hopefully this helps you out. Hopefully this helps you find out what you need to focus on, but definitely look at the bigger things. Don't have it too far out in the future. Don't say a 5-year goal. You can't really act on a 5-year goal, but you can definitely act on something you can get done in the next 90 days, and that'll fill in the rest of your time. And I look forward to hearing about your success implementing this method.